Hi lovely people, and welcome to episode, are we 7? Are we 8? I actually can't remember. Either way, welcome back to the Adventures of Yarnia, or the Planners Who Hook podcast. My name's Rachel and I'm coming to you from the northwest of England on a gloriously sunny, crisp autumn day. And we're in a slightly different location because why are we in a different location? One, the children are due home from school shortly with hubby. I've told them I'm filming, so don't be too noisy, but no doubt we will have a big crash through the front door when they get home. Number 2, I just broke my tripod. Apparently I don't know my own strength, so I've had to sort of precariously balance the camera. And number 3, I felt like it. Anyway, I hope you're all well. It's been a while since my last podcast. All the good intentions of going, yes, I will get one out within another couple of weeks, kind of went by the by. Unfortunately, you may be able to hear my voice is a little different. I had a tooth out last week, and I'm not going to go on about it, other than to say our NHS are brilliant. £21.60 for a tooth out. 2 lots of appointments and everything followed up, and it is thankfully now settling, but it's affecting a little bit. I've had to learn to eat again and speak again, and I've still got some numbness, so it's a bit, yeah, just meh to teeth, quite frankly. Anyway, moving on. I have got loads to share with you. I went to Yarndale. It was awesome. I've got lots of finished things, including what I'm wearing. I have a number of works in progress, and I have something totally new to share with you, which is I've been sewing. So that's been really, really fun. So I hope you've got a brew. I have got a nice cup of coffee in my Raydon Calm mug, which reminds me on a Monday that just calm down a little bit. It's decaf coffee. There's a story there. Hubby saw this lovely coffee in Tesco, Asda, one of those. Other supermarkets are available. And he bought it for me because it was a really nice decaf one. It was marked down, except that he didn't realise it was one that needed a cafetiere or like a coffee machine or something. So now I have the most dinky little cafetiere. How cute is this? So yes, I have coffee with a bit of maple in it today. And oat milk, because oat milk rocks. So let's start with finished things, finished projects. Obviously the first one is what I'm wearing. It's the Wisteria Way shawl that I was working on last time, and I'm going to take it off in a minute because I'm roasting. And I've got it attached, closed, clasped, whatever. I don't know what my hair's doing today. It's a bit of a crazy hair day. With this lovely wooden shawl pin, which I bought at Yarndale, so that's a bit of an acquisition as well. And I'm sorry, I threw away the tag and I can't remember where I bought it from. But it's lovely. Yeah, it's this little leaf. I just think it's really, really sweet. And look, I can look through it. So I'm going to slip this off and share this with you. So this is made from Scheepjes Whirl in Rosewater Cocktail. The pattern is Wisteria Way, which is by the lovely Lisa Cook at Lisa's Attic, I think it is. And I believe that she has a new book of shawls out, which I'd really like to get, and I'm thinking about treating myself to. But I need to have a look at the different ones that are in there. So this I finished whilst on holiday in August. Absolutely love it. It is just fabulous. I love the colours. I love how bright it is. And I'm also quite glad that I started with the yellow, because then the yellow kind of tucks underneath and just comes through a little bit. I'm not really a yellow person. I think, if I remember rightly, I ran out of pattern about here. And so then what I did was just added more repeats on to do the rest of it, and then I used one of the whirlettes to do the last bit and all of the border. And I made another one of her patterns as well, Time After Time, which I actually gave as a gift to somebody, so I can't even share it with you. But it was the same kind of shape, And the same kind of idea, that I used a whole whirl and then edged it with something that matched the final colour along the wider edge. So yeah, love it, very happy with it. It blocked beautifully, absolutely beautifully, and I got to use my blocking wires for the first time on it as well, which make it so much quicker. Oh my goodness me, no more of this kind of putting a pin every inch trying to keep a straight line. Oh no, 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 no. We've gone up in the world, we have blocking wires. They're awesome. If I get round and remember to do proper show notes, which I'll try. I'll put a link down below to the ones that I have that I got from Amazon. So yes, Wisteria Way, dead lovely pattern, always something interesting to do. Really, 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 really enjoyed it. So definitely recommend that. So that is my first finished project. My other two are sat behind me here. Oh, and I suppose the Time After Time, which is another Lisa Cook pattern, counts too, but I don't even have a photo of that, unfortunately. But my other two are, oh dear, I've just knocked a sock down behind my chest of drawers. Oops. Let's get that out. There we go. Hopefully it's not too dusty. But yes, my other two, or do these count as four? It could be four. Are two pairs of socks. First are the most amazing socks ever. They're my rainbow socks. How awesome are these? So these are my rainbow scrappy socks, made with a delicious mixture of yarns. There's some that are sparkly in there, there's all sorts. And I have to give a big shout out to Tracy at Norah George, who came to my rescue with some purples for me for the ends when I was like, I just don't have the right purple, it's just not there. And I emailed her and just went, is there any chance that you have any minis? And she did, so I was able to get those. So yes, so these will work top down, 2x2 rib. I think I did 60 stitches, 2.75mm. I've changed what I'm doing my socks on now as well. And I did a Fish Lips Kiss heel. Now these have been worn because I wore them for Yarndale, because if you can't wear rainbow socks at Yarndale, where can you wear them? And so they have got a little bit of felting going on already, but that's okay. But yeah, so I did a Fish Lips Kiss heel, and I've come to conclusion that the Fish Lips Kiss heel does not fit my foot very well. I find that it's giving a very small heel, if you see what I mean. It's like really tiny, because it's just that bit there that's the heel. And I just feel like it's just not quite, it doesn't quite go around my heel enough. And it also seems to give a sock that has a really long foot, or it looks like there's a really long foot. So not quite a fan of the Fish Lips Kiss heel, so I've been playing with something else. But otherwise I'm really happy with these. They are just beautiful and happy, and yeah, just really, really lovely. So I mean, scrappy socks, I can just feel scrappy socks being in my life now. Eleanor, my eldest, my 9-year-old, she already wants a pair of these, so I need to have a think about that. And if anybody knows or has a size guide for children's socks in terms of number of stitches or inches or something, I could just measure her feet, but that would really help, because I'm not sure whether to do a 52 or a 56 stitch sock. I think she's about a size 13.5, so we'll have to see. Anyway, rainbow socks, woohoo! Then my other pair of socks are these, which are also on one of my new acquisitions, a pair of Ainsworth and Prem sock blockers that I bought at Yarndale. Aren't they gorgeous? They're bunnies, they're so sweet. There's a really, really cute little blog post on, these were from the Knitting Shed, and there's a lovely blog post on their website about how these came to be designed. So if you fancy a little giggle, have a little read, and it just makes you go, oh, that's really nice. I always love hearing about sort of inspiration. Anyway, let's talk about the socks. Different heel. Have I given you the good side? Yes, I'm showing you the reasonable side. Because the sock that I'm looking at is a bit dodgy. There's a story to these. These are the Soul Sister sock pattern, which is by SewSweetViolet and somebody else. Is it LittleTailoress? I'm really sorry guys if I've got that wrong. I think it is. And I'm going to slip one off the blocker in a minute just to show you the actual pattern, because it is this lovely kind of, I believe it's called Feather and Fan. It's sort of been adapted and it's a really nice stitch pattern. The yarn is from London House Yarns. It is their Papillon or Butterfly colourway, and it is just lovely. And I bought the Petite Socks set, so just enough to make a pair of socks. I do have probably 4 stripes left and a little bit of the contrast pink as well. So enough to darn them if I need. And it is just great. And I love the yarn, really lovely to work with. 2.75mm needle again. No, 2.25. Did I say 2.25 for the rainbow socks or 2.75? I meant 2.25. Anyway, so 2.25 needle. And it's got this kind of rounded toe, beanie toe I think she calls it. And then because I had self-striping and because I didn't know how long I'd be able to knit the leg for, although that doesn't really affect where the heel is. No, I did them toe up as the pattern recommends because I didn't know how long they were going to be, because I split my yarn into 2 25-gram balls for the main stripy bit. And because I didn't want to interrupt the stripes, I decided to try an afterthought heel for the first time. And I have to say, I rather like it. Now, sock number 1 was a naughty sock. Sock number 1, I got all the way to the end. I'd done the cuff on the long drive back from Devon on our holiday, and I discovered I couldn't get the darn thing over my foot. Was I cross? Yes, I was cross. Sock got put in the naughty corner for quite a while whilst it had to think about what I hadn't done on it, because I hadn't followed the pattern for the heel, so no wonder it didn't work. And to be perfectly honest with you, I think I'd only done 60 stitches on the 2.25s, and I think this patterning made it just tighten up a little bit too much. And the rib, yeah, it just was not going, however much I wished it would. So I had to rip sock number 1 back. And first I ripped out the cuff, see if I can get the sock on. So I had to rip it all the way back to here and then put in some extra stitches, and I didn't do a very good job of it. I really didn't. It's a mess. I'm not going to show it you again. Sock number 2, I did my foot as normal, and then I put on some extra stitches for the leg, and all was well. And then yes, afterthought heels. So let me slip one off the blocker and show the pattern to you a little bit better. I really am very, very happy with the afterthought heel. It fits my foot a lot better. I did a couple of extra rounds before I started the decrease, and I actually found it really easy. I know I have heard people say, oh, but you have to cut your sock and it's all a bit scary and stuff, and I get that. You can do it with waste yarn as well, but obviously I hadn't done that because I had no idea where my heel was going to sit. So I just went for it. You know, at the end of the day, what's the worst that can happen? I have to re-knit the thing. Actually, that would be quite bad. Yeah, should probably have taken more than a moment to think about that. Anyway, let me show you this lovely, lovely stitch pattern down the front of the sock. So, should I put it in my hand? Is that a weird thing to do? I don't know if I've ever seen anybody do this before in a podcast, but why not? Because socks, gloves, they're all kind of similar. Let me put it on my hand, and then you can kind of have a look at that. How pretty is that stitch pattern? Really lovely, dead easy to memorise. It's a 4-row repeat, and yeah, this kind of beanie toe, which is really, really cute. Don't know if I'm going to stick with the beanie toe friend. Now I'm talking with a sock on my hand. I don't know if I'm going to stick with the beanie toe for any other future socks. I don't like it as much as just a normal toe that I've done when I've cast on my magic loop and then worked my way up, and I'll show you that on one of my other works in progress. But I am actually sat here with a sock on my hand now, aren't I? I'm going to take this off. But it was nice to try something different, and I think that's the thing about socks, is there's just so many variations. Now I would like to try the heel that was in with this pattern at some stage, but you see, I'm not a fan of knitting more than you have to, and so anything that's going to have increases and then decreases in, if I'm increasing I've got to do more stitches, so yeah. And I have found that Afterthought heel fits beautifully. Time will tell how that's going to wear. I'd love to know, for anyone who's got any experience Afterthought heels, can you do the thing where you do the slip stitch doobry-dad on the heel to reinforce it a bit more? Can you do that still with an Afterthought heel? Or I suppose at worst, if it all fell to pieces, then you can just rip it out and put a new one in. But anyway, there you go. So that's my other pair of socks, so I'm quite pleased about those. I also thought I'd just share with you my box of socks. This is my box that I bought from TK Maxx. Isn't it beautiful? And in it I have got all of my hand knit socks. And ta-da! So really happy with these. So that's 2 more pairs to go in there, and I've got 2 half pairs to go in as well, which I'll show you in a moment. But yeah, I'm quite liking that, and it just looks really attractive. And I washed them all the other day, and you know, it just makes me happy because they're pretty. And obviously they've got to be in roughly rainbow order. So my rainbow socks and my Soul Sister socks can go in there now, which is really, really nice. So I mentioned before that I've also been sewing, and one of my aims, or one of my things that I wanted to do this year was to learn to sew well enough to sew a project bag for myself, because I love having all the little project bags and different ones for different things, and all the pretty fabrics, and oh, they're just lovely. And the little pockets, they have to have pocketses, and you can put things in the pocketses. And yeah, nice little Hobbit reference there for anybody, or, well, not really Hobbit, it's more Lord of the Rings, that one, isn't it? So I have my mum's old sewing machine. It's 30 odd years old. It still works. It's fantastic. And I have thoroughly enjoyed learning to use it. It's been really nice to make things with something that belonged to my mum. And I had a bit of a moment, actually. I'm going off a tangent, I'm sorry. Shall I hold up something pretty whilst I'm having my tangent? Ta-da! So I had a bit of a moment when I was sewing the other day, and I just thought, isn't it fab that that kind of creativity and making things has come down in my family? Because I've never really thought of myself as being part of, I suppose, legacy or line, or I don't know, I'm not quite sure what the right word is. Legacy feels a bit too grand. But you know, my mum's mum, she used to sew. She was a fantastic seamstress, person who uses a sewing machine. I mean, one of my earliest memories is of her making an all-over coat thing for my teddy bear, who had been hugged so much he was a threadbare. I was only about 5, and he had to go off for the day to her, and she repaired him and put this extra layer of fur on him, and it was just perfect. And then my dad's mum was a knitter, and she would knit all my school jumpers, loads of things. She always had something going on, and I have one beautiful photo of her sat in her armchair knitting away, needles shoved underneath like this. And apparently my mum obviously learnt to sew from my grandma, from her mum, but she also crocheted, and I didn't really know that. I should, for those of you who aren't aware, my mum was very ill after she had me, and you know, not to go into all the detail, because to be honest with you, I don't want to. She was unwell. She struggled with mental health, and she wasn't able to make as much as she once had. So it wasn't something that I was able to really share with her. She taught me to knit, But it's kind of nice now to first of all have her sewing machine and use it, because she died of a heart attack very suddenly about 9.5 years ago now. So I've got that, and also to just kind of feel like part of this legacy lineage of women who create and make things. Just feels really special. So that's it kind of for my finished projects, although the things I'm going to show you that are works in progress are all in my project bag. So those are also things I've made when I was kind of experimenting, trying out different patterns. So the first thing I'd like to show you is my Woodland blanket, and oh my goodness me, wait till you see this. I am so over the moon with this. This is, look, oh, I'm just going to show you because it's ace. Let's just try and get right back if I can and cover my face in blanket. Oh, I might have to put some photos in. I'll see what I can do. This is an Attic 24 colour palette, which is the Woodland one from last year's crochet along. Oh, on that note, keep an eye out because there's a new crochet along coming soon and it's going to be gorgeous. And there will be stickers from me. Yay! So this, as I say, is the Woodland colour palette, and it's the Harmony square pattern. So what you do, I'm just going to do this because then you can see it. So on the, should I just peek over the blanket? I should put my socks back on my hands. I can just have these hands with socks peeking over a blanket. It'd be ace. So on the Facebook group, which is Attic 24 Moorland and More, lovely group, so friendly. There was an amazing lady who made one of these where she took the Summer Harmony blanket, which is where Lucy had kind of first done this colour wash effect, and she did it in the Woodland colours, and then she shared the substitutions that she'd made very kindly, and I think there's a file in there as well that you can get. And I decided to give it a go as well because I had most of the colours and I just love this colour wash effect that you get. Oh, it's been so much, it's been a labour of love to make all those squares, I'll be honest with you. 100 squares, 6 rounds to a square, you do the maths on the ends. Now I just kind of crochet over mine and then go back through and darn them, and I have done them as I went. I've got, is it 4 or 3 more colours of the border to do, not sure, but this border is just gorgeous. I love it. So I decided to do it in kind of a rainbow order. So I've just got the warmer colours to go and then it's finished. I've already been curling up under it of an evening on the sofa. And yeah, I'm just really, really happy with it. So all those little squares that have kind of been translated and transformed into this blanket. Yeah, it's fab. I'm very happy with it. Not in a hurry to make another square blanket though, because yeah, it's taken a long time. But I've made the first 2 that I learnt to crochet. I learnt in 2016, so I'm coming up. Actually, I think I'm about a month off crocheting for 2 years. Was my granny stripe, which you might have seen on previous episodes. Then I made my Sophie. So I'd done a stripy one, I'd done one where you go round and round and round. And so I wanted to do a squares one. So I've kind of done what I sort of think are the 3 main ways of making blankets. Now I do have, I suppose there's corner to corner as well, but that's kind of stripes. I do have a kit to make the Persian jewels. Oh, I'm not sure now of the name. Eastern jewels, Eastern tiles, Persian tiles in the Eastern jewels colourway. That's the one. And I do have a kit for that, which is kind of hexagons, and kind of combines the going round and round with the joining bits together. So I might have a go at that. And then there's the Ubuntu cowl that's going on with Scheepjes as well at the moment. I'm like, oh, that looks interesting. But yes, I don't think I'm in a rush to choose my next blanket project once this is totally finished, put it that way. Okay, next work in progress. I showed you this last time. I have done a teeny bit more. It is living in this, which looks remarkably like a bag I showed you earlier, but this one has pockets in. And it's my Dotted Rays shawl which is by Stephen West. Here we go. So this is made completely from Cuddlebums yarn from the lovely Jodi, and it's made up using the minis that I get each month from her as a subscription. I'm using, I don't know if I got these last time. I'm sorry, I know I keep saying that. I should really look at my notes from last time, shouldn't I? I should really get organised and have a section in my planner for this. You'd think. But I'm using ChowGoo needles, 5mm, because I did treat myself to a set of ChowGoo needles. They're awesome and amazing, and they make me go faster. Red ones go faster. Anyway, this bag is slightly different to the one in that I did put pockets in it. It's a bit wider and it has got so many minis in it. So the next colours to go in are going to be pinks and purples. Then I'm going to see what turns up next month and December before I decide if I'm going to finish off in greys or if there's going to be some more colours to put in. So yeah, lots of pockets in this bag and I just really like it. Great size. And that is going to be an awesome squidgy nice garter stitch shawl to wrap up in. Okay, so next work in progress. Again, I think I showed you this last time. It is again living in a project bag that got loosied and is missing its drawstring because my dog likes to do things to things that dangle. Anyhow, this bag was one that is a design from In a Pickle Knitting. She did a video tutorial on how to make a project bag, and that's what I followed when I made my first one. And you can tell it's my first one because it's got wonderfully dodgy seams, and yeah, there's just some things that aren't quite right. But hey, everyone's got to start somewhere. But what I did do in this was I put in a pocket inside that is the right width for a crochet hook, or if you're knitting on straights, then you can just tuck your circulars even, you can just tuck your needles in there and they stay all safe. Anyway, the thing that's living in here is my Impressionists Mystery Crochet Along shawl. Yes, this got loosied. Got loosied, that's what call it. Look what she did to my knitting cable. You can see all that damage. Oh, I was so unimpressed. I hadn't, as I say, I hadn't been very well after my tooth was took out. I ended up with an infection. Anyway, I'd gone to bed early because I was just feeling so poorly. And hubby came in holding this like this and just went, "I'm so sorry." I was like, just give it here and go away so I can mourn. Because I seriously thought she'd wrecked the whole thing. Thankfully, yes, she broke the yarn off, and yes, it's gone a bit manky thanks to dog saliva. Awesome. But you know, that'll wash. But she hadn't actually ripped any stitches. But I am waiting on a new cable coming, which I've ordered from Loop in London. So, in terms of what I've done, let me find the right side and the wrong side. There we go. I think that's the right side. Yeah. So I've finished all the striping and the eyelet section. Tom, stop trying to come in the door. That's the cat trying to get in. Just go let the cat in. Come on then. And I'm now on the final eyelet section. So I've got 2 more of these eyelet bits to go. And then it's a few more rows and then it's binding off. So we are winning. I'll be glad when it's finished actually. The yarn is all from Norah George. This is the last ball that I'm using, which is called Berry Kiss, and it's merino and silk. Smells amazing, feels even better. Can't say that about everything, can you? So that's that one. And then my other 2 works in progress are both second socks. So first one's living in my little dragonfly bag, which was the second one that I made, and it's the sugared almond socks. I finally finished one of them. It's the, have I got a blocker handy? It's the Vanilla Latte pattern, which is a freebie on Ravelry. And it's basically a vanilla sock with some interest every other row or something, and you get these kind of ridges that go on. So let's just put this on here. So this has been, it's pretty good actually. Right, let me show you. Show you. There we go. So you can see. So this is Sugared Almond, and I think it's a Regia yarn. Let me check the ball band. Oh, no it's not. Yes it is. It is. It's a Regia. Sugared Almond, and it is super, super beautiful. That's interesting. It's by Calf Facet, if that's how you say that, which there's lots of fabrics by them too. Interesting. So I did a Fish Lips Kiss heel on this, and this one does fit a bit better. I don't know how I got it to fit a bit better. I'm still not convinced. But yeah, quite happy with it nonetheless. So that just needs its second sock doing. So that's quite exciting. And then, Thomas, you can't jump up here. The cat's probably going to appear in a minute. There we go. As long as you don't drink my coffee, okay? This is Tom. Now Tom is a cat, and traditionally it's cats that are supposed to like playing with yarn and things. He doesn't. It's just the dog that does. Anyway, I'm going to risk putting that there. Hopefully he won't steal it. He normally steals tea. Right, so my other half-finished work in progress, other second sock, is living in this gorgeous little pouch which I made. Oh, I made it! Check out the zipper and box bottom. And lined. And it is... Oh, he's getting my old cup of tea. No, Tom, no. Just... Oh, fine. Have the tea. He only likes Earl Grey. This is with yarn that I bought at... I'm sorry, you've got a cat's bottom in view now. Anyway, this is the yarn that I bought for Yarndale from down Sheepy Lane, which is a new shop to me. And again, shall I pop this on a blocker? We're just going to have odd socks on the blockers, it's going to be great. And it is so pretty. The colourway is called Tea Rose. I know, I'm just faffing about getting it on this blocker before I show it you. And it's sparkly. And it had a little contrast mini. And I've just done a plain vanilla toe-up sock. Oh, that's catching a little bit on my blocker. Might just have to be careful there. Okay, so it's just a toe-up vanilla sock. Cast on, I did it on 2.5mm needles because I wanted them to go faster. And stripy socks go faster anyway. So stripy socks on bigger needles, zoom! And so, yeah, just cast on with Judy's Magic cast on, and then just increased until I got 60 stitches. Knit, 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 knit. 1 by 1 twisted rib for the cuff, and afterthought heel. And yes, I will separate out my sock blockers. I just like the pretty little bit of ribbon. And yeah, afterthought heel. So pretty chuffed with that. I think they're coming out really nicely. And this is the yarn. I'm sorry, he's still drinking his tea. And it comes in this gobstopper ball. Oh, let's see if we can get sparkles to catch a bit. Oh my goodness me. It's so, so pretty. I just love the colours. And then the little mini hasn't got any sparkles in. And so yesterday I cast on sock number 2. So I cast on with magic loop, work the toe, and then I transfer to a small circular because I go faster on a small circular. So everything's about speed with these at the moment. It's got to be, you know, the go faster needles, the small circular, bigger needles. So I've just got a toe and a couple of stripes done so far. So it's coming, it's coming. Yeah. He's really enjoying his tea. So really looking forward to having a finished pair of socks there. The Sugared Almond ones I've not even cast on sock number 2. And to be really honest with you, I'm not in a hurry to. I'm just not feeling them at the moment. Oh dear. So those are kind of my current works in progress, things that I'm focusing on getting finished. I'm just going to mouthful my coffee. And what I thought I would do now is just have a little chat about some of my recent acquisitions, stash enhancement, and about Yarndale as well. So Yarndale was at the end of September. It's held over in Skipton and it's held in an auction mart, and they clear out all the pens and all the stalls set up in the pens. And then there are also some that they actually bring sheep, which is awesome, so you get to see the sheep. And it's just amazing, absolutely amazing. It's held over 2 days, and oh, you done with your tea now, Tom? Thanks. Wish you'd clear up after yourself as well. And it's just fantastic, really lovely atmosphere, so fun. Everyone is just there to have a good time, and it's great. I love Yarndale. It's my second one, and yeah, this year was even better. Went with my friend Katie, who's Katie Teach Plans on YouTube and Instagram, and she and we went with a plan. We were planners who hook and hookers who plan. We went with a plan of which shops we wanted, or which businesses we wanted to visit the most, and then we narrowed it down to like our top 3, and within the first hour we'd done our top 5. Boom. So yeah, and then we kind of had a mooch around and over the rest of the 2 days, and it was just so lovely. We stayed a little B&B just outside of Skipton, which was very nice, and it was lovely just to have some time together because she lives down near London, I'm up in the northwest. We don't see each other very often, so we had that time, and lots of knitting and crochet, and yeah, just a really nice break. So in terms of what I got, you've already seen some of the things like the sock blockers and the down Sheepy Lane yarn. I did get more down Sheepy Lane yarn, and I treated myself to a down Sheepy yarn little project bag, which I just thought was really, really cute. Down Sheepy Lane yarn. Did I just say down Sheepy yarn? Not sure. Anyway, so I bought this little bag. It's got pockets as well, and it's got this this kind of top with a drawstring, so everything stays put, and there's pockets all the way around inside, which you're going to have to take my word for. And so I also got from down Sheepy Lane, I got some little sock sets, or I got a sock set and then a big gobstopper ball. So this one is baubles, so it's a Christmassy one. Oh, just look at that. Look at this here with the speckling. Just so pretty. So obviously a Christmassy kind of colourway, and the bright green there as well. Now I'd love to be able to say that that is blowing out, but it's not. It's showing absolutely true to form. So really, really nice. I have seen, I think, this set with a different colour contrast, and I must admit I wasn't sure about the green. But it does work. I think it does work. Then obviously there's something about this green, because I got this one. This is called, I'll just let the cat out, sat by the door. So this one is called Apple Blossom, and they're all sock yarn and 80% merino, 20% nylon, superwash, 400 grams gives you 365 meters. But this, again, it's the bit that's got all the speckles in, just really, really caught my eye. And I don't think, realistically, I probably won't knit this until it's coming into spring. It smells good too. But that's a proper big ball. Not just a little sock set ball. So there we go. So I got that one. And oh, the little bag's cute. I thought they were really, really nice for like how to actually display on the stall. I thought they were really, really nice. Then I got some minis for contrast heels and toes from River Knits. Let me get this out again. And so I got these 3, and I was thinking that that one would work quite nicely to go with those. So Or I could put the green from that and put something different with the baubles. Well, not sure yet. We'll see. We also visited Beehive Yarns, which is one of my favourites, and went and I got this, which is called Lagoon. And oh my goodness me, this is merino nylon cashmere. So it's going to be something that's going up here. And oh, if I can just get these colours. Stunning. Absolutely gorgeous. And look at these bits here as well. Oh my goodness me. So pretty. I love Beehive Yarns. I've knit with a few of her yarn bases and I really, really like them. And I love her colours. They're just gorgeous. And then also on, oh, that's interesting. I hadn't actually realised that. So also at the knitting shed, I bought these two skeins. They basically sat on the shelf and said, we need to come home with you. And I just went, yes you do. That's coming up a little bit more red. It's a bit more pinky in real life. But oh my gosh. So these are actually from Ainsworth Prem. I didn't realise, the same people who made sock blockers. So that's interesting. I didn't know they did yarn. Obviously didn't pay much attention to what I was buying. I just went, pretty neat. And this is 70% a baby alpaca and 30% silk. And it is beautiful. And yeah, it's definitely coming a bit red. It's more of a kind of a red currant kind of colour. And oh my gosh, so pretty. And that one is called Red Currant, surprisingly enough, and this one is called Daisy. And the colours in this are just phenomenal. So it's got like greens and blues and yellows and reds and just that little bit of blue here. Oh my goodness me. So, so pretty. So I think those two together are going to have to be made into something rather special and lovely. Or they're just going to have to sit and be stroked. I stroke yarn, don't judge me. So there we go. So that is what I got at Yarndale. I think that's everything I got at Yarndale. There have been one or two other incoming things, but for the most part, they've just kind of gone into stash and I'm not going to share them, otherwise we'll be here forever. I have got for Christmas, or well, for Advent, I've got a Norah George Advent calendar. Because I had, well, back in May, my bank switched their IT systems and everything went wrong. And so this is my business banking. So I couldn't access my business bank account for ages and ages. And I had contacted them saying, look, I can't access my account. It's not syncing with my accounting software. When will this be fixed? Well, they escalated it as a complaint. And so I've had various holding letters and things over the past few months. I've just gone, yeah, whatever, whatever. Because it was fixed. I wasn't too fussed. It was done. Had a phone call the other day. Very nice lady on the end of the phone. And she said, regarding your complaint, can you just confirm some details and tell me a bit more about it? So I was like, yeah, okay. She rang me back later that day with a settlement offer. So some financial redress for it, which I was just like, oh my gosh, I did not expect that. So, like any good crocheter would do, I put some aside, gave hubby some, spent the rest on yarn. And so I have a Norah George Advent calendar and I'm very excited about it. And I'm not sure I can wait until the 1st of December. That's the only thing. So I've kind of said to myself that if I was having a really rough day, like really rough, then I could open something from it. Does anybody else do that, or are you all really, really good with your advent calendars and wait? You have to tell me. Anyhows, I think that's about it. I've gone on for long enough now. I'm going to go and mop up the tea that the cat spilled, finish my coffee, and I'm going to go and get ready for some piano teaching soon, because that is coming up very soon for me today. As ever, if you've got any thoughts, comments, leave them down below. I would love for you to subscribe if you haven't already. and let me know what you're working on at the moment. I'd love to know. Are you on Christmas gift knitting or crochet, or are you frantically finishing things off before the new year? You know, where are you in your crafting journey? And as regards project bags, give me a shout. Do you think that what I've shown you is good enough? Do you think I should make some more and maybe sell them as perfectly imperfect or imperfectly perfect? They could be imperfectly perfect because nothing's perfect. Anyway, I'm going to shut up now, and I hope it will not be as long until the next time. So whatever you're doing, I hope you have a lovely rest of the day and take care. Bye bye for now.